ADHD is not only about bad lack of attention, lack of concentration, lack of focusing, and lack of executive functions. Not at all. So let me explain what it is also about and what this video is about. ADHD is also about hypervigiliance, RSD, PDA, OCD, and control. So that's what we are going to see on here in this video. And if you have ADHD and if you are interested in this video, maybe you are interested in some other videos as well. So please subscribe here, because then you will have something that pop up for you when I bring my next video. And you will also have the benefit that if you subscribe this video, you will see some more videos about the same theme. So you can help the algorithm, and if you think this video is important for you and for other people, then share it. So I hope you can help the algorithm. I hope you can help people around you to know much more about ADHD and what can help people with ADHD. My name is Camilla Kastberg. I am the one behind the Kastberg method. And I am master in education and teaching. I was teacher for 20 years, special education teacher. And right now, in the last 10 years, I have been therapist, coach, consultant for people and for schools, for helping people with ADHD, and also for people, for grown-ups, for HR, for leaders, helping people with ADHD on their workplaces, for self-employers, and yeah. So that's my background. Personal, private, I have ADHD, and my children, I have 4 children. All of those 4 children, all of them are grown-ups. They have ADHD as well. So I have been in a life with ADHD the last 48 years. So, and I think it's very important to understand the ADHD so that you can lead it. Understand the system so that you can lead it. And that's behind the Kastberg method. So let us start here about what we need to know about hypervigilance, RSD, and so on. So hypervigilance is your nervous system that is scanning all around, both physically around you, your surroundings, and you're scanning your inner mentally level as well. So what I scan, just to explain it, maybe you know that feeling, when I go to a party, to a conference, to wherever I am, I'm scanning all my surroundings. It's very, very hard. I'm going to be very exhausted and feel drunk every day after because I have so much attention around me. I always know who has got a new job, who has been fired, who has a new partner, who has a new ex-partner, who is pregnant, who is not. I always know everything about everyone. Yeah, so, and that's even if I only been speaking with 1 or 2 or 3 persons in those circumstances, in those surroundings. So I just know everything. I am everywhere, scanning the room, scanning the scenes, scanning the conference, scanning everywhere. But what I also do, and I think you do the same if you know the hypervigilance, I'm pretty sure you know that feeling that you always scan inside yourself in your mind. Did I say something wrong? To where should I say excuse me? Should I not? Should I be sorry? Should I feel ashamed? What should I feel here? Should I be angry or should I not? Did they understand me or did they misunderstand me? Did I forget something? Did I forget to explain this? Did I oh, what did I do here? Did I, turning around your thoughts, if I had said this and that, it would have been another outcome. Should I have, or did I explain it too well? Finally. And what do they think about me? Am I too big, too small, too little, too whatever? What am I here? What do they think about me? Am I good enough to my job? Am I not? Am I good enough as a friend? Am I not? What should I do? So, and the reason why it is like that, and I'm pretty sure that you know that feeling as well, it is because that you were taught, you have heard the words so many times during the life, both in your childhood and even though up in your grown-ups, in your adult time. You are too loud, you are too much, you are too emotional, you are too messy, you are too distracted. So you just don't know who are you, and you are too much. So how can you turn a little down of that sound? Can you turn it a little up? So who are you? And the result of all those words that you were taught, it is just a constant internal scanning about yourself. What was my behavior? Did I behave good enough? Or should I have done a little more? And that's exhausting. Every time when you say to yourself, well, should I have been doing a little more? And I think you protect yourself if you have a task you should do. You do a little too much, a little more than which is expected to you, because you will never stand in a situation where people judge you for being a little too little and for having done too little, less than you should. So I think you also do much more than you should do, especially in work situations, maybe where you should explain something to your colleagues, maybe on your school where you should do some examinations, you do much more than expected to you. So it's the voice from your shoulders. Step up, it says to you. Am I right? I think so, I guess so. The next thing that I think we should have a look on is rejection sensitivity. We also know it as RSD. And RSD rejection feels extremely intense. And what triggers rejection sensitivity is the tone of voice, criticism, misunderstandings, social feedbacks. And it is going hand in hand with the hypervigilance, because you analyze your conversations again and again and again. You are over explaining things for other people, maybe also for yourself, and you are overperforming. And you withdraw, because it could be very, very difficult for you to be in a social relationship so that you're not together with people, because you protect yourself. And many people with ADHD, I think you know that, many protects themselves with staying home instead of going to social things. And it could be for many people, it can be very difficult to make a phone call. Hello, I want to have a visit with you. I want to do this and that, because they are very afraid of being rejected. So it is much easier just to put yourself into the situation, but it doesn't solve the situation. That's the secret. I'll just give you here. It's a secret. If you don't put yourself into a situation, it will never change. But your nervous system protects you to not to bring yourself in those situations where your social life is in danger. I think you know the situation. Many people with ADHD really know the situation about RSD. So let us have a look here right now on this part of ADHD with this, which is very important that we also recognize. It is PDA, demand avoidance. So your nervous system protects you against amounts, and your nervous system reacts to demands. What you could react to could be different tasks, deadlines, requests, even things you want to do. And your reaction could be procrastination, resistance, avoidance, even freeze. And sometimes it's because your system feels that it's threatened to autonomy. So it is very, very extremely important for your ADHD brain with autonomy, that you have some kind of overview, that you have some kind of control with the situation. If not, I'm pretty sure that your PDA will give you a negative feedback, and it can be very difficult in some situations. So that's important that you understand that system, because otherwise you can't lead it. And then let's have a look into the OCD control patterns. And I think here it's very important to explain, to frame that when I say OCD, it is not the same as washing your hand and you can only walk on the stripes between the bricks on the road, on the pedestrian path. It is something that it makes rules that creates safety for you. It could be very rigid routines, like washing your hands. I have seen children that put their teddy bears on a row, put their pencils on the row, otherwise they can't do anything. It could also be very strictly productive systems. It could be very strictly food rules. And it could be very like this: I cannot break this. I can't break this rule I have with myself. I don't know if you know that, but I had once upon a time, I was in a weight loss program, and I was to a funeral. And here in Denmark, we have a kind of after party for the funeral, and I couldn't eat because of I had that very strictly food program with what I was allowed to eat and at what time I was allowed to eat. So I went to that funeral without eating, without drinking the whole day because of my OCD. I have, as teachers, seen a lot of students who tell themselves that I'm not able to do this mathematics because I don't know, I can't. So that OCD rigidity often turns into a rule. I can only do this with an exactly only one person, not with anybody else. So that OCD rigidity, it could be very interesting for you to understand your system so that you could lead it. I think here it's very important for you to make a system that you know, to make a system that you could overview, instead of putting a lot of discipline into yourself. But first of all, you have to understand inside yourself what is going on, since I need that rigidity, since I need to be that hard to myself or to my surroundings, because there is always a reason behind. So you must understand what is behind in your mind, since that is so important. Predictability makes the nervous system safety. And then I think it's important here to dive into that many people, maybe you as well, have a little sense of autism-like traits. And that's okay. That's really okay. But your system, it needs some structure when you are stressed, when you're pressed. And we should understand, you should understand, that the ADHD brain is very often stressed out, exhausted. Very often the ADHD brain also has another diagnosis as anxiety, as depression. And your cognitive level is not as high as it could be. So we have to understand the ADHD brain. It's a part of the whole system. So when you have autism-like traits, you have a very, very big need of structure. You have very, very difficult with changings. When you change from one exercise to another, from one task to another, from some people to other, those changes, they could be very difficult for you. So if you understand that it's because of your brain has a lack of, I can't remember the word, sorry. when you here have those autism-like traits, you also have a very big need of that. You know the following things that you're going to do, what's going to happen. I'm not saying that you have autism, and if you have, it's okay. Many people, they have 2 diagnoses or more with both ADHD and autism, anxiety, depression, whatever. So it's okay, but it's very, very important that you can see the flow, that you know the flow, especially when your brain is exhausted, when you have those side diagnoses. So when your nervous system is under press, structure is your protection. So I really recommend you to find a structure that can help you. And I have my structures, and those structures, they help me and they help my ADHD brain. But as long as you have not understand your system, then I'm not sure that my structure will help you, not at all. So you have to understand your system and then lead it. The very big mistake in advice that we are giving people with ADHD. And if you not have ADHD but give other people advices here, that's no, it doesn't. It's no go. So very, very big mistake we do when we do give advices for people with ADHD. It is like this. You just have to make a plan. You just have to use a calendar. And I think if you are the one with ADHD, I think you know the feeling of I am near to throw up about all those good advices, because they don't fit into who I am. They don't fit into my system. So the advices of just have a plan, just use your calendar, be disciplined, do, and be more structured. I think those advices, they are not very good to you. And I know I said that to you just a little before, but what I said first, it was understand your system so you can lead it. And how can you lead it? That's important for you to find out of. When you understand your system, how can you then lead it? So the problem is that our nervous system, your nervous system, is that it is in a hyper alert state. So the structure doesn't work if you take the wrong structure, because your system tries to dive deeper. Your system tries to find the safety, to find the regulation, to find the predictability. So that is what you should find first. First of all, understand your system, and then you know how to structure it so you can lead it, so you can lead yourself. And for me, it's very important that you lead your ADHD so it doesn't hijack you. So when you begin to see this here, you can see the change here, I hope so. When you understand your hypervigilance, when you understand your rejections reactions, your demands reactions, your control patterns, you begin to see your system. and you begin to understand it. So I will really ask you to dive in to understand your system, and from there you can begin to lead it. It's not about being a lead, to have a leader role on your job, not at all. It's to lead inside of yourself so that you can understand, so you're not going to be hijacked from your ADHD. I think it's very important that the leadership will never come from pressure. It will always and only come from your self-understanding. And when you begin to understand yourself, you can explain it for your surroundings. The other day I saw a post on Facebook that she was asking about, how can I explain it to my husband? And she has no understanding yet about her own hypervigilance, her reactions, her demand reactions, her control patterns, not at all. So right now she was not able to explain it. So it's, first of all, you have to understand it yourself, then you can explain it for other people's. Let me give you an invitation. I would like to invite you into the calibration room by the Castberg method. Here in this room, we do not work with productivity hacks, not motivation, not try harder, not at all. But we work with mental calibration, advanced mental calibration. We work with pattern recognition, nervous system awareness, decision makings. So I will invite you to understand your system. I will invite you to know how and why you take very, very clearly decisions and reacts less automatically, but react from your leadership, from your self-leadership. It is a space for transformation through mental calibration and self-leadership. So, well, ADHD is not a problem with attention, focusing, concentration. The problem is the regulation system. Attention, lack of focusing, lack of concentration, it is also a part of the problem, but not at all the whole truth. So when you understand the system, you can stop with trying to be another one. When you understand your system, you can start to be yourself. I think that's very good. So that's what I invite you to. So thank you for watching here. Remember to subscribe and remember to share. And if you think this video was good for you, if you have some breakthrough, something that you want to share, please do it, and I will comment your comment. And I think the tone here on my page is very, very friendly, but also trying to bring yourself into a situation where you understand your system and take the leadership about your personality. So, and see you the next Tuesday or Friday in the collaboration room by the Castberg method. Understand your system. then lead it.